Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Josh Shezzy. First off, I just want to say a Happy New Year to everybody. If you're watching this video, that means you're blessed. That means no matter how bad 2010 was, forget about it. Leave whatever's in 2010 in 2010 and have an open mind to embark on some good things in 2011. I'm excited about this year. There's a lot of new things that's been going on. I'm a certified life coach, a relationships life coach. I know a lot of people's like, how are you going to be a relationship life coach and you're not in a relationship? But my motto is you can't have a successful relationship without a successful single life. So that answers that question. But I'm excited about this. And all of my videos are going to take a coaching perspective. And basically the basis of coaching is this, to help you get from where you are to where you need to be. So these videos will be more interactive, more notes, more opportunities to dialogue with me, more opportunities to ask me questions. So I'm excited. And so with this video, the title of this video is called Idolizing Love, Need versus Want. So let's get right into it. Basically, there's a danger that comes with idolizing love. There's a danger that comes in when we idolize this whole idea of relationship and marriage. This is almost as we've been programmed to a degree to idolize this concept of love to the point to where we need it. There's a danger that comes with intense need, because with intense need comes perversion. I need this so bad that it is my sufficiency. If I don't have this, then I'm nothing. There's a statement that will always prove what your idol is. It's this statement here: if I don't have blank, I'm nothing. In your mind right now, you already know. You already know what that thing is, that person is, what this ideal is, that if you don't have it, you're nothing. That's what many of us are doing with the concept of love. If I don't have a relationship, I'm nothing. If I don't have companionship, I'm nothing. If I don't have him, I'm nothing. If I don't have her, I'm nothing. And we've been producing this intense need so high to the point to where we'll lower our standards, we'll lower our values, we'll compromise in order to gravitate or to have this thing called love. God never intended for us to intensely need love. He gave us a heart that's meant to enjoy it but not need it. Let's talk about the difference between need versus love, because many of us are idolizing love, and that's dangerous, because when you idolize it, like I said before, you'll lower your standards. And I have, I don't know how many of these I have, but I have a few symptoms that will let you know that you intensely need a relationship. Now, the difference between need and want is simple. When a person needs a relationship, or a person needs companionship, or him or her, it gets dangerous, because if that person's not in a life, they're no longer sufficient. Not sufficient, but they're no longer qualified, or they're no longer anybody. That's what happens when you need something. I don't want somebody who needs me. I want somebody who wants me. A person who says, I want you, is a person like this. I want to be with you. I enjoy my time with you, but I don't need you. A person that needs you says, I need you. And if I don't have you, I'm nothing. You have to ask yourself, are you that type of person that needs relationships so bad to the point to where if it falls, if it's no longer there, you're in a state of depression? That's what these demons are doing. They're strategic. They build your minds to get so caught up on this love, get so caught up on being with somebody, that you're no longer maturing, that you're no longer growing, that you're no longer content with who you are, to the point to where you'll gravitate to love, or you'll gravitate to relationships, or you'll gravitate to a person out of immaturity. There's nothing good when a person is in a relationship that's not fully developed. A person who's not fully processed, because whatever area in their life that is not fully processed or fully developed becomes a liability to the relationship, therefore posing a bigger threat to the relationship, and that relationship will not last but will actually fail. That's the strategic thing that's behind building this intense need for a relationship. You'll get so caught up on I gotta have it, or I gotta do this, to the point to where you're not content with of yourself. See, a successful relationship comes from a successful single life. How successful are you in your single life? Are you content in who you are? Do you like you? If you looked in the mirror right now, can you honestly say, I love me? Because if you don't love you, how are you going to love somebody else? You will need them to compensate for your insecurities. You want somebody to want you. A person who's content of themselves, that's saying, you know what, I enjoy spending time with you. I enjoy being around you, but I am not going to cross that line where I need you to the point to where I'm over here inconsistent. I'm over here crying at night because you're not texting me. See, I had to get to the point to where I had to step out of intensely needing a relationship or desiring a relationship, begging God in prayers about my wife. Because I had to understand if I keep going down this road, I would be a person that's always looking, is she the one? Is she the one? Or I'd be so worried about this thing called love to the point to where I lose development. See, in my last relationship, I was like that. That I was so caught up in marriage, I wanted to marry her. I was so caught up in that relationship to the point to where when she broke up with me, my intense need for her or for relationship dictated how long I was depressed. See, after she broke up with me, all of a sudden my life crumbled. All of a sudden I was depressed or hurt or bitter for months. That's not cool. You got to think about it. Yes, when someone breaks up with you, it's going to hurt. When someone breaks up with you, it's going to sting, but the level of that sting is determined by how much you was engulfed in that relationship. If you was, you know what, we cool, I love spending time with you, I appreciate you, but if you leave today, I'm good. See, some people are so caught up into the relationship, so caught up in idolizing love, that if that person leaves them, they're no longer anybody. They're depressed for months. They're bitter. Look at our world today. Majority of the people are still bitter from relationships that was 20 years ago. There's people who still bitter and hurt from something that's been done. That shows that you intensely need a relationship. I want to be with someone that says, Josh, I want you, but I don't need you. My sufficiency is in God. Anytime you put your sufficiency in anything else but God, you are guaranteed to be disappointed. Right now, I'm going to go over some symptoms that will let you know whether or not you intensely or you idolizing love or you intensely needing a relationship. Or, you know, some people might be like, well, Josh, I ain't that desperate for a relationship. But here are some symptoms. Here are some symptoms that will let you know that you're idolizing love or you intensely needing love. Symptom number 1 is compromising your standards. You begin to compromise your standards. You begin to settle. You want a relationship or you want companionship, which is good. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be with somebody and wanting to be loved, but it has to come in stages. And if you approach love or you enter love in a stage that you're not prepared for, then you'll compromise your standards. All of a sudden you'll be blinded. All of a sudden you'll be missing red flags to the point to where, oh, he's showing interest in me, she's showing interest in me, so I guess it's okay for me to enter without even looking for no red flags. Compromising your standards. Compromising your values. You no longer value yourself anymore. Your value is so much into that individual. Now all of a sudden the same young lady who said I would never have sex before marriage is having sex all of a sudden, thinking that all of a sudden if I have sex I'll keep them. Men over here who says I'll never do this or I'll never go this far in using a woman or whatever, all of a sudden they're doing all types of tricks to keep her. See, we compromising our values. That is something that will show whether or not you're intensely need a relationship, is when you compromise your standards, you compromise your values. Also, depression. This is also a symptom that shows a person who's out of a relationship that's still being affected by a previous relationship. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to be bitter. Yes, it's going to hurt or whatever. But you have to ask yourself, how much did I put into this relationship? Because it's showing how long I'm depressed. If you've been depressed for 9 months, 6 months, hurt, and you're still bitter from the previous relationship, then all of a sudden you are in a person that intensely needed or needs a relationship. Also, inconsistent. You're inconsistent because you're so focused on the relationship that the things in your life becomes unstable. You become inconsistent. You're consistent with the individual. You're consistent with the relationship, but everything else in life you're inconsistent. You're neglecting things of true value. If you're a person that's neglecting your family because you're so engulfed with this dude or with this girl, and your kids are being neglected, your family are being neglected, those people that need you are being neglected, then you're intensely needing a relationship. Last one is procrastination. There's a call that each and every one of us have. And a relationship is supposed to add to that call, not take away from that. Yeah, sorry about that. The camera kind of messed up at the end. But the last point or the last symptom is procrastination. is when we procrastinate against the call of God, when we procrastinate against what we are assigned or gifted or talented and skilled to do. That's where the danger comes in, because many of us are procrastinating against the things of God to be so engulfed with relationships. Relationships is supposed to be an addition to the stream that you're flowing down. Everything in your life is supposed to come and alongside you to push you down the canal that God wants to push you down, to produce the gifts, to produce the purpose that He's placed in you. If you're procrastinating against the things of God, and you procrastinate against the things of mastering your gifts or developing who you are, then therefore you are a person that intensely needs a relationship, because you neglect any and everything to invest in something that's not guaranteed. Everything is supposed to be invested into your purpose. Everything's supposed to be interwoven together to invest in each other that's going down the same path that God has purpose for them. So ask yourself, do you really want to be in a relationship with someone that intensely needs you? You have to ask yourself, are you a person that intensely needs somebody or intensely need a relationship? And if you're producing any of these symptoms, make sure you look over the note that I have with this video. I'm going to ask some open-ended questions. I'm going to ask some questions that's really going to challenge you to see whether or not you're a person that needs a relationship. You don't want to be a person that compromises their standards, compromises their values, a person who's inconsistent, a person who's unstable, a person who neglects those things that are valuable for something that's not guaranteed to produce value. You don't want to be a person that procrastinates against the things that you know you're supposed to do to invest in something that is not guaranteed. You want to be with somebody, and you want to be somebody who has high standards, a person who has value. They love themselves. They don't compromise their values or anything. You want somebody, or you want to be somebody who's consistent, who's stable, a person who doesn't neglect their priorities, and a person who doesn't procrastinate. We have to trust God. And God, there's wisdom in God's time. And I know a lot of people's like, man, I want to be in a relationship. I can't wait. I'm there with you. I'm excited. I can't wait till that one day I look Miss Ezzy in the eye. But there has to come development. There's wisdom in God's time. And in one day, if you just humble yourself and just let God lead you, one day He'll look at your life and say it's not good for you to be alone. Thank you so much for watching my video. Make sure you check out the note. I have some questions there. I have some exercises I really want you to take some time to look at so that you begin to develop and grow, and ask yourself, do I need a relationship or do I want it?
Where will I be when forever finds me? Eternity is on my mind tonight. I made some big mistakes that I just can't hide. I'm sorry, please tell me this will be alright, 'cause I'm losing my hope in a better life. The light hits me and I fall on my knees. I see Jesus reaching out His arms to me. I surrender my life to your will for me. You're my one hope, one love, one way.